Why you moving back to Jamaica, not in there Jamaica? Please stop it. When you see people decide that they want to return home, you don't know what their life was like when they decided to move to big foreign. Some of them realize that they were sold a dream and this is not the right path for them. Realizing that something doesn't work for you and taking action and making a real decision to dial back and then do what I need to do to make my life work for me. That is big, that is bold. We need to applaud people when they realize and find out that something doesn't work for them and they're going to make a change, rather than sit there in silence and because of what people are going to say, they decide not to live their lives the best way that they see fit. If you decide to go back home, I cannot see what is wrong with that. That is your home. Where should you go? When you move to these countries, they make it very clear that this is not your home. So there's no point in time, no matter how you feel comfortable, that you will ever truly feel that this is your home. I just don't get it. It really annoys me. I just saw a video like that and you people need to stop it. Applaud people, cheer people on when they decide to do things that is best for their lives, or just shut up.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel once again. This is Brian Reaction. So guys, if it is for the first time you are meeting any of my videos, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like and share. To my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you guys for the love and support. So guys, we've been talking about the American dream, and recently the American dream is now the opposite. Many people have been going to USA, many people have been going to these countries, they have been complaining, and right now everything in this country is not as it used to be before. So Jamaicans abroad and Jamaicans at home have a very good advice for you guys. Simple and clear advice. I want you to listen to this advice from them and I'll be back with a few reactions.
Just not happy. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter who you're around. You're not happy. Now, the other day, somebody told me that, somebody that we both know, that person decided to go back home. And I said, good for her. Good for her. Because if you're really not happy here, if you're not getting the kind of job that you want, you come to Canada and you just realize it doesn't matter what you try. It doesn't matter what kind of qualifications you have. You've gotten certified here in Canada. You have your qualification from back home in Jamaica. Listen, sometimes we have master's degrees and we can't get a good job over here. If you realize that you're not getting back to the status after 4 years, 5 years, the kind of lifestyle that you used to live in Jamaica, you're not able to do that in Canada or the United States, go back home. A lot of us come here and we leave house, we leave car, we left good jobs. Our kids were in private schools, the best of the best in Jamaica. And we come here and we're just not getting that standard of living. Even though you might have a job, you might, be able to buy a house, but that standard of living that you had in Jamaica, that good job that made you feel like, oh, you're actually meeting your targets and meeting your goals in terms of, your career. You have to start all over from scratch. And sometimes even after 4 or 5 years, you're still not there. Let's normalize saying, you know what? There's no shame in it. I'm going to pack up and I'm going to go back to my home country because this is not working out. It's okay. There's no shame in it. Pack up and just go back home. Nothing wrong with it. So pack up and come back home.
I've packed my bags, I've sold my house, and I'm on my way home to sweet, sweet Jamaica. The brain dump is over. We're bringing it all back home. There's no way we can see Melissa take such advantage of our country and don't go back and fix her up. We are never ever going to abandon our parents. Not a country like Jamaica that gave us so much, or that gives us so much. Pride, joy, resilience, strength, happiness, best food, everything. Guess what? Yeah, man. If you can go back, go back. However you can do. Whatever help you can give. Because Jamaica instilled in us everything that everybody want. And it have a born in you, like a true Jamaican. Yeah? So Jamaica, my sweet, sweet Jamaica, here I come. 45 years long enough. I'm coming back home.
Hi, my name is Kim, and I left the U.S. About 3 years ago and moved to Jamaica, and I have zero regrets. One reason I left was because I'm moving into my retirement years, and I simply could not afford to be in the U.S. with the amount of money that I would receive during retirement. Another reason was the stress for me. I've been working hard for a long time, and to be honest with you, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm an empty nester, and I want to live out the rest of my life not having to deal with the stress of owning a business or anything like that, or managing people. So I'm glad I did. I have no regrets.
So I'm Jamaican. I moved to the States when I was 7 with my family. I'm the youngest of 3. And when I moved here, I had a very strong accent. I spoke real, raw, country patois. We grew up in St. Mary, Jamaica. If you know, you know. It's very country. And I just had a very thick accent. I never thought anything of it, of course, but when we came here, we spoke English, but with this very thick, strong patois accent. And people were just so impatient. They would just say they didn't understand us. There were certain words especially that we would use that people were so like, they just refuse to, I think, even take the time to try and understand us. So something like, I remember like water. Water is this big stumbling block. Me and my sister always talk about this because, here you say water, and in Jamaica it's water, W-A-T-A, or something like battery. In America, in an American accent, you say batteries, but we condense it to battery in Jamaica, in patois. And there were lots of words like that, that we would use and kind of say differently. And people were so impatient. Like, they just were not particularly accepting or interested or anything. We just quickly knew that it was absolutely necessary for us to assimilate and to learn how to speak with an American accent. And so we did. And it didn't take long. I mean, my parents spoke in patois to us at home, but we were in school every day. Like, we just had to do what was necessary. So by the next summer, when we went back to Jamaica to spend time with my grandparents and my family, everybody had something to say about the fact that we were not speaking patois anymore. And they said, look how you turn Yankee, look how you don't have a Jamaican accent anymore. And it was almost like a source of shame for me, and I think my siblings as well, because obviously we still felt connected to our culture. I grew up in a very Jamaican household. My father never even really wanted to move to the States. It was just because there were just better opportunities available to us. But you feel Jamaican, you're so happy to go back to Jamaica and see your family and your friends and everything, and everybody's like, oh, you're an American now. And it was just hard, and I felt like I kind of lost the patois, for a bit. It just wasn't as accessible to me because we were just trying to assimilate, trying to speak in a way where people would understand us and not just be impatient with us. And I didn't know any other kids really. We had a few. We had one family, which it was 2 other girls who had just moved here, and they had accents, and they never lost their accents as much as we did. And it was like, oh my God, how come Ray and Nia still have their accents and we don't have our accents? But it's like, how are we going to speak in patois in our schools? Like, everybody was just like so like unkind about it. So yeah, we kind of lost it. But as I've gotten older, I've really wanted to speak in a way that felt more authentic to me. And over time, I realized that like patois is still available to me, even if I'm not talking raw chop patois. It's like if you hear me talk right now, you hear that I have a bit of an accent. And lately, over the last, I'd say like maybe 3 years or so, I've really been thinking like, how can I speak more authentically? And I feel like when I'm talking, I have these two different routes I can take at all time. Like I could say water, or I could say water, or I could, anytime enunciating my T's, or even the tone that I use and stuff. It's not something that I have to actually think about, but depending on who I'm talking to, or depending on what I'm talking about, patois is available to me, or a more American accent is available to me. And I remember growing up, people say, "Oh, talk patois." It's like, I can't just talk patois to you. Like I need to be talking about something that makes it come out naturally. Like if I'm talking again to another Jamaican, or if I'm very upset, or if I'm talking about Jamaica, my accent will come out inevitably. But lately I've kind of been realizing that it's all kind of becoming one thing, and I want to just speak one way and never think about it, and just do what feels authentic to me. And lately, yeah, it has felt more Jamaican. I got upset about something on Saturday night. I was talking to my friends, and I had a Jamaican, one of my friends in the car was Jamaican, and so it felt okay, or it felt natural or normal for me to kind of speak more patois, I think, because she was there. I wasn't even thinking about it, but it was just coming out like that. And my American friends were like, "Oh my God, like I love when you talk like this." And I was just like, yeah, like I need to just do this more. I need to just free up the accent, just let the accent free, and just do what's authentic. But it's interesting, like growing up where you felt like you had to assimilate, you had to just for survival, just to be accepted, just to be understood by your peers and your family and everybody. Like it just it was just what was necessary at the time. And now that I'm older, I think I realize, like, yeah, I don't have to be that little 7-year-old girl anymore. Like I can just be myself, and I can just speak how I want to. And I've never really seen this conversation happen online, but I'm curious to know if there are other kids other people who moved here as kids and who have had this experience, and who not just from the Caribbean, but just from other places in the world, or maybe grew up speaking English but with an accent, and having to kind of navigate being in this new world, speaking in this new way, but always wanting to preserve who you are, and kind of coming back to it at some point. So I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. Yeah, you could please let me know. I know you can understand me, because I know I'm not speaking super raw patois, and I don't even think there's a level of patois that's not available to me anymore anyway. But I feel so happy to have the accent, and like to be able to show that I'm Jamaican in just my day-to-day interactions. I don't think I realized as a kid that so many years later, like I would be able to later is another one, later, or anything with an ER. Anyway, ER versus A ending, like another big thing. But yeah, I'm just curious to know if there are other people who have had this experience.
So one of my dreams is to move back to Jamaica at a young age, but we can still enjoy life. Not to move back at the typical 60-65 year retirement age. So I follow this couple TikToker, right? And they were living in Canada, and they moved to Jamaica. They moved back to Jamaica, young couple, and that is one of my dreams. And persons are gonna come under their account and say that they are lazy. America is not what it cracks up to be. Trust me. America will have your mental health in a whole. Most of us here are suffering from anxiety and depression who are living here in the States. Only difference with America and Jamaica is that there's more job opportunities here. If you want to work a 24-hour shift, you can work a 24-hour shift. You can just work straight, so if you want. That's the only difference. But if you don't know what you're doing, you will be living paycheck to paycheck, and that works on your mental health. because you're always thinking like, how am I going to pay this bill? Oh my God, another bill is coming. And it's just a bit much. It's like over here not really make the one person live. Especially right now, yes, we are in a recession. Especially right now, if you not have a partner or if you not have some family member I live with, trust me, I forgot double up on the job. Double or triple up. You understand? Enough people over here do doubles, 16-hour days, and it works on your mental health. You don't have any time to spend with family, you don't have no social life. So coming from a culture where it's more lax and I wouldn't say stress free because stress dead here, but it's more lax. And you come here, it'll go work for your mental health. And moving from anywhere you're from and to a new place, it takes adjustment. Like no one better than yard. And when I say yard, it's wherever you are originally from. So that is my dream, to move back to Jamaica at a young age. I am happy for the opportunity that was given, and I'm not being ungrateful, but that is my dream and that is my desire.
I finally did it, y'all. I moved to Jamaica. And I don't got time for the people to be on my comments talking about some, oh, why would you want to live out here? It's worse out here than America.
Yeah, so why move back to Jamaica in poverty? Why not move to Colorado? Well, think of it this way. I am not in poverty. And when I was in Jamaica, I wasn't poverty stricken like majority of the country. I was living as an average person. So coming back to live as an average person, knowing that you can find something to do to make money to maintain you, that is something that I can better off cope with, other than to move to another first world country at a location where, if you take notice, it's credit that run first world. So it's like the same thing what happened already would come back around and happen again. So this is my way, not saying I'm choosing the easy way out, but I chose the best way out.
I am enjoying all the videos of people who either lived in Canada or in the US move back to Jamaica. A couple of my mutuals have done it. Either they go back and rent, or they're back with family, or they bring back their kids and their kids are going back into society and going to school, and they're watching them. It's very refreshing to see, because I know there are a lot of people, not me, there are a lot of people who aspire to go back to Jamaica and live, and they just don't have the motivation. They're not able to see it. So people being able to display it and being very authentic about it is very nice to see. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching the moms pack their kids lunch and make them breakfast, carry them to school, going to the supermarket, see how it. I don't know if about anybody else. Like, I enjoy seeing it. And I know it's probably going to motivate other individual, which is not a bad thing, to go back, because again, people want to leave but just don't have the motivation to do so. So it's very nice to see. I know for a fact I'll never be able to give my daughter the same type of upbringing that I had growing up in Stony Hill and Bona housing scheme. It was just different. So being able to see that people are doing this for their kids now, given it's. And that's what I say. Like, I enjoy seeing those videos and I want to see them more.
So I moved back to Jamaica over a year ago, and while it is the best decision that I ever made, there are a few things that I wish I had done differently. Let me preface this by saying that when I left Jamaica, I was still in high school, so I was still a teenager, and I moved back as an adult in my late 20s. So here are a few things that I think would have made my transition a lot easier. I wish I had come down like a couple months before and sorted out a bunch of my documents. I wish I had come and got my TRN, my driver's license, and gotten, my bank account open, because I just think it's so much easier to do it, on maybe like a short trip, a vacation, and while still employed elsewhere, even if it is outside of the country. 2, I wish I had researched the job market a little bit more to fully understand what opportunities were out here, what the pay rate was, as well as the cost of living in Jamaica, so that I could have a better understanding of what a good salary would be. And third and final, I wish I had saved more. Jamaica is expensive. And thankfully, I came home and I'm living with family, but even just groceries, gas, it is so expensive. So no matter how much you think you have to come back that you would be comfortable, save a little extra.
So welcome. Hope you have watched that full clip. Now, the message these people are trying to pass across to you guys is very simple. I know most of you went to these foreign countries. I know many of you have managed. I know many of you are managing and many of you have not yet managed. So I know some of you are going through hard times managing in these foreign countries. Some of you are still struggling to get jobs, to get that stability. But I know there are some of you who have made it, who have gone to these countries. They have better jobs, they have better homes, they have good families. They are living their dream. This American dream to them has come true and they are exploring. So I know most of you things are not going well in these foreign countries, and that's why these guys have come out just to pass this simple message to you. If things are not working out for you, just consider going back to that beautiful Jamaica. Just come back home. It's very simple. Just come back home. The idea of somebody, leaving his own country and deciding to go to this foreign land to go and, find greener pastures, it's always a very difficult idea. It is always very difficult to come up with this idea to just go and try figure out things elsewhere. It's very difficult. And some of you will get lucky, some of you will not. So don't struggle too much. Don't be treated badly in this foreign land when we have this beautiful Jamaica that is just, hanging there waiting back for you. As they always say, east or west, home is best. So if things are not working out for you, the message is just simple. Just go back home. I remember there was a time the PM said that when Trump was doing deportation, the PM said that he is ready to use, those skills that you guys have to make Jamaica great once again. So he was happy, and according to his message, he was trying to send a message that you guys should come, so that whatever skills that you manage to get there, at least he gonna use that to make sure that Jamaica is great once again. So whatever you're going through, make sure you don't strain in these foreign lands. Just go back home. Go back home, figure out things back home, stay back home. And to those of you who have managed things back at home, just stay at home. You know that some people are very funny. Okay, they are seeing what is happening in these foreign lands, and in this case, we all know which country we are talking about. They are seeing what is happening, and somebody somewhere is trying to make sure that he's using all the possible resources, all the means to make sure that he goes. And you're just, you've been meeting videos, you've been seeing people complaining that American dream is normal. People who are there right now, they are struggling so much. Look at how Trump is deporting the undocumented ones. You are undocumented, you are out of his country. So things are not easy in the US right now. So for anyone who still has that American dream, I think you should reconsider, or else you have better and sure connections. If you have better and sure connections, then well, you can go try your luck. But right now, I know that country is not for everyone. So the advice is simple. Just figure out things back at home. Figure out things back at home. Just find ways whereby you can manage, get a good job. Make sure you are just figuring out things back at home, because in the USA you might go there and maybe it becomes your biggest regret of all time, because now I've seen many people who have gone there and you have been seeing them crying out online, saying that they regret going there, saying that what they expected there is not what they are meeting. So they have met the opposite of what they expected. We all believe when you go to America, we have so many jobs. Everything is just simple. But the moment you visit that land is when you realize that apart from what you thought is there, there are some other things that will completely drain you. For instance, the amount of taxes. So the money that we'll be using on taxes, you cannot compare on how you pay taxes back at home. Back at home is way easier. So you'll find somebody earning the same amount of money, or maybe a little bit more in the US, but trust me, your brother or sister at Jamaica who is earning lesser than you is more happier than you, because they are not able to incur a lot on taxes. So it is always not that easy in these foreign countries. So that's why these Jamaicans at home and abroad, they have come out and told you that stop being afraid to go back home. Don't be afraid and don't fear anyone. Just pack your things, go back home. You might even find that back at home you can get even more better than the way you used to be in this foreign country. So going back at home might be even your luckiest spot. So consider going back at home if at all things are not going well for you in these foreign countries. Don't struggle, don't strain, don't force. Come back to this beautiful Jamaica. Now, I've been seeing those people who are about to retire, they've been saying that I can't wait to retire and come back to my beautiful Jamaica, visit my Jamaican land, stay there forever. Many people are just wishing. I know many of them are in these countries just, for money, to make sure that they are earning well, greener pastures and all that, just to get something small and come bring it back home. So many people have been wishing to just come back home, and I've been seeing them say that they can't wait to just go back to that beautiful Jamaica. And you there, you are struggling and you are just stuck. So the message is simple: pack, go back. Thank you for watching this video, guys. In the comment section, I also advise those people who are facing all this in these foreign lands. Tell them something, they will listen. So thank you for watching. Until my next video, peace out.